Jail escapee and convicted killer Derrick Groves back to Louisiana.
Chris Welty reports he was extradited from Georgia just a few hours ago.
John Megg State Police released multiple photos of Derrick Groves back in Louisiana. Groves was briefly held in Fulton County after he was arrested at a home in southwest Atlanta Wednesday. Pictures show Groves leaving a jet and then being loaded onto a state police helicopter. The governor said Groves will be held in Angola. With Groves in custody, law enforcement turned their attention to holding anyone who helped him accountable. Brian Fair with the U.S. Marshal's Office says on September 11th, 3 people were arrested for drugs and guns in the 9th Ward. Fair says the 3 men arrested were associates of Groves. We asked Fair if Groves' associates' alleged drug and weapons operation funded his stint on the run.
That's going to get explored further, so I don't want to comment on it really too much because it's an open investigation. But I would say it's a definite possibility based on the quantity of narcotics that were found in the residence.
Fox 8 got an exclusive look inside Groves' hideout. Inside the southwest Atlanta home, drug paraphernalia, a bullet, children's shoes, wigs, and clothing. Groves was found hiding in a basement crawl space. Fair says it's unclear when Groves made it to Atlanta and how long he was in that sunny Honeysuckle Lane home. Once again, Groves will be held in Angola with the other 9 Orleans Parish jail escapees.
And you already know on this channel we hold racist Caucasian people accountable, because if we don't, who will? And before we start this video, if you don't like black people, black issues, black talks, get to stepping. And look, before I spaz out in this video, I'm going to show y'all how the system frame our people, how they use the media, how they use the internet to make us look a certain way. But when it comes to their people, they always protect them. Check this out. It took 4 separate trials before the system finally convicted Derrick Groves, exposing how broken justice can be for black defendants in Louisiana. His first conviction was thrown out when the state changed its law to require unanimous jury verdicts. The second ended in a mistrial, the third with a hung jury, and only on the 4th trial in October 2024 did they convict him. The long, messy process says as much about the system's flaws as it does about the crime itself. Make that make sense. See, I'm always telling y'all, sometimes you have to sit back, shut up, and use your common sense. Look how they portray our people when they consider us a criminal. They have to show you everything. They're going to show you the squad trucks. They're going to show you the helicopters. They're going to show you all the police officers. They're going to show you the National Guards. They're going to show you all the weapons. They have to show you everything. Tell me I'm lying. But when Dylan Roof walked into that black church and unalived all those black people, they walked him out with a bulletproof vest on, and then they took him to Burger King. I told y'all the game is cold, but I'm just getting started. Now, like I told y'all, look how they treat our people when they call us a criminal, because they picks and chooses. They pick and choose who they call a criminal. They pick and choose who they call a murderer. They pick and choose who they call a goddamn fugitive. So you think I'm going to let that slide? Hell no, not on this channel. I don't care if the shit was from last year. We let nothing slide. Check this out. Robert Brooks, 43, was beaten to death by correctional officers at Marcy Correctional Facility in December 2024. Body cam footage showed him being attacked while restrained. Officer Christopher Warrath admitted to using a chokehold and lying to investigators, pleading guilty to manslaughter and getting 15 years. In total, 18 prison workers, including officers and a nurse, were charged, with several taking plea deals and others still awaiting trial. Make that make sense. And that trial is finally happening. But I've been covering this story. They handcuffed Mr. Brooks, 18 prison workers. They handcuffed him and they beat him to death. And it took them 3 to 4 months to even charge them. And their bond was as low as $10,000. And the only reason why they was charged is because our people stood on business. Every single day in New York City, they was protesting. Every single week in New York City, they was protesting for 3 months. For almost 4 months, they was protesting. Not just in real life, online. Every day on YouTube, it was a video about Mr. Robert Brooks. Every day on TikTok, it was a video about Mr. Brooks. So when people tell you protesting is pointless, no, you have to be consistent when you protesting. Matter of fact, I'm going to let his family member tell you what's really going on. Run the tape.
Hey y'all. So today I wanted to make a video today about my cousin's case, and I wanted to update everybody about what's going on. I wasn't able to really talk about it this week because my emotions were really high. I just was really, really sad and angry, so I couldn't make a video to explain what is going on with the trial. Because as you guys know, the trial started on Monday, October 6th, for the 3 officers now, because the 4th officer, he is getting a separate trial. And at first I was confused. I was like, okay, why is he getting his own trial? His trial is starting in January. So come to find out, he is testifying against his fellow officers, his friends, his homies, his gang affiliates. He is testifying against them. Basically, he's snitching and saying that the first officer who pled guilty, I think his last name was Walrath, Officer Walrath, he was the first officer to plead guilty. He said that he was the one that hit my cousin Robert Brooks first. And then he said after that they all just fell in and just started hitting him. But the most hurtful thing about everything about this is hurtful, but it's the fact that my cousin was killed last December, early December. It is now almost another December here, and we're just, well, I'm just finding out I'm not going to speak for everybody else. I'm just finding out all these details of what really happened. And they beat my cousin for 3 days. His death date says December 9th through 10th because they were beating him for 3 days. My cousin endured so much.
They beat this man for 3 days straight. And you don't see this on national news. It's not even on the news for real, for real. It's only in New York. Only people in New York know about this situation. This should be national news. They're not on the news calling these dudes criminals. Matter of fact, when cops murder innocent black people, they don't call them criminals. When prison workers murder, when they handcuff a black man and they beat him for 3 days straight, they still don't call them criminals. So to the racist Caucasian people and to the raccoons, where is that same energy? Don't worry, I'll wait. And this article is by NOLA.com. It was published April 18, 2018. The city of New Orleans will pay a settlement of $1.5 million to the children of Kim Groves, the 9th Ward woman who was murdered on the order of a notoriously crooked cop after she filed a complaint against him in 1994, officials said Wednesday. The money to be paid to the Groves family over 4 years. Groves' execution-style murder was perhaps the most shocking example of the police department's dysfunction in 1994, a year that also saw an unprecedented 421 murders in New Orleans. She had filed a civil rights complaint against Officer Lynn Davis after she watched him beat a young man named Nathan Norwood. Make that make sense. And how ironic, the same year they knew how much they had to pay the Groves family was the same year Derrick Groves was arrested. It was the same exact year. But let me break this down. We already know if the police department has to pay your family money, especially when your family is black, they go terrorize your whole family. They're going to harass your whole family forever. Tell me I'm lying. So what do? They frame Derrick Groves. They arrest Derrick Groves, and they're going to make all that money back. They don't care how they make it. They're going to make that $1.5 million back by keeping him in prison for life. Checkmate. I told y'all the game is cold, but the corruption in Louisiana don't stop there. Check this out. Louisiana Governor Jeff, you know what? Before I read that, I'm going to tell y'all this. I know a lot of people tired of me mentioning this dude, but I have to mention him because his family will never be able to celebrate another holiday with him. I know y'all don't celebrate holidays, but to some people, celebrating holidays is to be with their families, to spend time with their family members. That's it. It's to laugh with their family members. It's to see their family members. This family will never get to see Ronald Green again because 5 Louisiana troopers beat him to death. They beat him to death. They handcuffed him and they beat him to death. And this is the cold part. They had all the evidence. They had all the audio. They had all the footage, and they still allowed, last year, they allowed these troopers to go home to their family with no jail time. No jail time. And this raising face, rotten raising face Louisiana governor, his racist ass said this. Check this out. Louisiana Governor Jeff Landry defended the state police after the DOJ report on Ronald Green's death, saying it diminished the service of troopers and calling the findings politically motivated. He insisted Louisiana's men and women in blue deserve respect, which many saw as protecting officers instead of demanding accountability. Make that make sense. You see? 5 Louisiana troopers, they handcuffed a black man and they beat him to death. And rotten raisin face say they deserve respect. Make it make sense. And they have the audacity to call Derrick Groves a criminal. They had the audacity to lie to Ronald Green's family, and they told them that he died in a high-speed chase. So now you see why I don't believe anything they said about Kyron Lacey. You think I believe that they said that he really died in a high-speed chase? I supposed to believe that? Hell no. I'm never going to believe these mother... So before I go, I have to say this. I have to speak from the heart before I end this video. Look, nothing has changed. Just because we have technology, that means nothing. These people still have racism in their blood. We see it every day, especially online, especially in real life. And look, if you have to protest, if we have to protest, God damn it, we go protest. If we have to boycott, God damn it, we go boycott. And look, I'm going to keep it real. I have to be real. For Christmas, I believe we should keep our goddamn money, because we saw the companies who celebrated Charlie Kirk. We saw the people who celebrated Charlie Kirk. We saw all the companies that celebrated him. So I believe we should keep our goddamn money, because we all we got. I'm out.